So Guim Roda, 2016 so far, we've gone through into Laguna Seca, now the summer break of course. Let's go back to the very start of the year. There was a brand new Kawasaki ZX-10R Ninja coming in, new challenge for everybody, new road bike, new race bike. How's it gone so far? Easy challenge or difficult one?
Never easy when some new product is introducing on race activities, because you need to test all the items at the limit. So you need to understand the limitations, you need to understand the mileage, you need to understand the points to control the best possible. So it's a kind of knowledge and experience you need to get as fast as possible, but you always need a kind of period, no? I'm sure the base of the bike is so good, the potential is incredible, but still we are on a learning process, and I think in the next year and in the next two, you will see even increasing performance on the bike.
And I think we've also just seen the strength of the working relationship between Provec and Kawasaki. You've been together for a few years now, you've won several titles already, Evo, manufacturers, teams, riders. It just goes from strength to strength, doesn't it?
Yeah, now is a good period. We arrived in Kawasaki in Super Sport, and we stay 3 years and then moved to Superbike. And of course, all the staff, all the engineers in KCI is working incredible. So we are just supporting them to reach the goals, no? And of course, it will arrive periods that will be not easy to win, but anyway, we have to be here on all the good moments and not as good ones. And I hope for many years, but races you never know.
If we look at the riders one by one, we have to start with Jonathan Rea, of course, the reigning world champion. So many podium finishes again so far this season. He's averaging over 40 points per round, which is quite incredible. Handy championship lead, working very well with Pereira. And I think it's fair to say he's probably not super 100% comfortable with the new bike yet, but he's still scored so many points.
Well, I think it's what I said. We start from the inertia of last year, so he arrived so strong after winning the championship in 2015. Of course, he was some limitations because still not have 100% confidence on the bike, because it's what I said, it's a new bike and not even the team and the technicians know 100% the potential. But at the end, he get the target. He make points every race. He was consistent when it was not possible to win. He didn't win and keep the points. So I think this is a good mature riding style he have now. And if nothing wrong happen, still have Johnny for many years.
Of course, that's another interesting point. The fact he's already re-signed for another 2 years. So we could be seeing Jonathan Rea as a four-time world champion this time in about 2.5 years' time. You never know.
Well, for sure if one of the goals, but we cannot forget Yamaha is going up very, very strong, and even Ducati, and his championship is something related with 25 races every year. It's many things can happen, and okay, we are here try to win every race, but it's never possible. So I hope we can get the dream.
Obviously you have two riders. Tom Sykes, another world champion, another multiple race winner, continues to get closer and closer to Troy Corse's pole position record, which he might beat and probably will next year. Coming into the season, he talks a lot about the lack of inertia, less inertia, it's better for his riding style, and he scored again many podium finishes, a few race wins, but sometimes just a few struggles. Again, where's Tom missing out where Jonathan isn't so far?
Well, the point is I think the kind of style of Tom's style is very good in some areas, and some other points needs to adapt the bike more to himself. But I think it's growing up. He came from a 2015 year, not as good as 14, and when you arrive with not good inertia to arrive on a big speed is always not easy to win every race, no? And then the other problem is Johnny has been so strong, so he's now catching up the rhythm again. He demonstrated in the last 6 races on very good levels. I think we can have 2 riders fighting for every race on the next year and the next 2 years. It's something we need to be very proud, and I'm sure if the other factories wants to be winning those 2 guys, it needs to invest a lot, and it is something keep us big motivations to continue pushing.
course, Tom has re-signed as well for another 2 years, so we'll be seeing the Ray-Sykes combination at least for 2017 and 18. There was a slight delay in comparison with Jonathan being re-signed to Tom. Were you speaking with many other riders? There must have been a lot of interest, I guess, with such a leading team.
Well, it's part of the job. So of course everybody wants to join Superbikes is asking in Kawasaki. So we always listen everybody in the same point that is our job to listen. First priority always have been Tom, but we have been waiting for him to decide after I think it was 7 years with Kawasaki. So it was more find the real motivations and the real goals to continue on this relation. And at the end he was really comfortable to continue, and of course putting some details on the agreement. We always need to negotiate, but we are really very happy to keep him 2 more years, and especially to put together 2 riders that I think want each other, have at the end, if they don't want to accept, have a good combination on the performance side. One push the other, and I think this makes up the level of the team on a much higher than we can be now in the future.
It's great to watch it on the TV too. How is the relationship between the two of them, Guim? Because they've both said little things about each other at times. They obviously do respect each other, but every now and then you have little comments. Is it difficult to deal with it? I mean, what sort of relationship do your riders have?
Well, the problem is this kind of things is on the media. I can go complain with some mechanics sometimes and nobody knows nothing. But when a rider makes some comment of the other, everything makes bigger than it really is. No? So it's something normal, it's something we need to deal with. Well, we just always try to advise them to not go more far than should be on this kind of frictions that is inside every team, even inside mechanics or team staff, because it's always tensions, decisions, different ways to move. So I think it's part of the game, and we can be proud that comparing many other teams in the world as Yamaha, MotoGP or Honda or Ducati, they have even much more problems to manage the ego of the riders. I think both in Kawasaki have big respect, not only for them, but only for the efforts and how difficult it is to arrive on that levels, and how money it costs everything. So they have a very, very nice respect of all of this, all the effort of Kawasaki. So this encourages us to continue working with them really hard and try to give them separate what they need to win the races. And then at the end, when the flag is end over the race, just see who is first. No? But for us, put them first, second every race is something really incredible that we can have the lucky to live nowadays.
Final question, Guim. Of course, we're regrouping next in Germany in September, going back to the Lausitz ring. But let's talk very quickly about 2017. You would imagine it won't be quite as easy as it has been the last 2 seasons. Ducati continues to get stronger. There's a new Honda coming, we think. Yamaha's had a bit of a disappointing year this year, and others. Are you expecting an even more difficult challenge next year?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's very difficult to arrive, but it's much more difficult to maintain. And of course, when somebody has some kind of reference to arrive, for them it's much more easy to catch. You know? So we need to understand how we improve ourselves and try to keep still putting on the first positions every weekend. But it's something we need to accept. So sooner or later, other teams or other bikes will be arrive on the same level, and we will need to fight with. But I'm sure that at this stage, what's going to help a lot is the 2 fantastic riders we have, that I'm sure they will make the difference and put the things in order in the last corner, in the last lap, to keep the first and second position.